Good morning. Welcome to Truth Be Told with Don V. We have a couple of interesting news reports we'd like to share with you this morning. Before we move to that, please remember to subscribe. I don't do this for the money. It's all about getting the word out and making the channel grow. At any rate, without ado, let's go ahead and move on. It says the Biden regime asylum changes would bypass Congress and swell illegal immigration, critics say. Proposed new regulation would transfer authority to decide claims from immigration judges to asylum officers while tripling potential appeal opportunities. Yeah, just what we don't need. The Biden regime is proposing changes to the asylum process that critics contend would, in the name of administrative efficiency, circumvent current immigration law and sharply increase the number of illegal immigrants granted asylum, even as the U.S. is on track to receive more than 2 million illegal immigrants this year. The changes are considered a key step towards implementing the administration's blueprint for a fair, orderly, and humane immigration system. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, said in a statement. The Department of Homeland Security and Department of Justice published a 140-page notice of proposed rulemaking, outlining how the current regulations would be changed. The major changes suggesting that the USCIS asylum officers solely decide asylum applications instead of immigration judges. Yeah. What do we need people that know about the law for? We can just put people in there that are on the left and just make them all illegal. In an effort to more promptly and efficiently consider the asylum claims as individuals encountered at or near the border while ensuring fundamental fairness, DHS Secretary Alejandro N. Mayorkas said individuals who are eligible will receive relief more swiftly, while those who are not eligible will be expeditiously removed. Yeah, about 99% will be approved. We are building an immigration system that is designed to ensure due process, respect human dignity, and promote equality. The proposed rule is part of an overall strategy of the regime to expand pathways to apply for protection and opportunity in home countries, addressing the root causes of migration and securely managing the southwest border, the USCIS says. Officers would have unilateral power to approve applications for asylum, withhold individuals from deportation, and oversee claims related to the Convention Against Torture. If an officer were to deny an application, there would be up to 6 ways to appeal, including the U.S. Supreme Court. Of course! There is currently a backlog of 1.3 million cases, with approximately 610,000 pending asylum applications and 539 immigration judges as of April of 2021. The proposal states the median completion time for cases involving individuals who were detained through the second quarter of FY 2021 was 43 days. The recent average case completion for non-detained individuals in removal proceedings in immigration court is roughly 3 to 75 years. 3 to 75 years, the administration states. I'd say that's a liar, liar, pants on fire. With the influx of illegal immigration at the border, the backlog was ballooned, and the administration estimates it will need to hire approximately 800 new employees and spend approximately $180 million to fully implement the proposed asylum officer hearing and adjudication process to handle approximately 75,000 cases annually. You mean daily? In fiscal year 2021, asylum officers affirmed nearly 79,000 asylum cases. Doris Meissner, senior fellow at the Migration Policy Institute, notes. The proposed changes are potentially a game changer, she argues, because it is being done through a regulation, the strongest legal footing to enact policy change short of legislation. Yeah, what do we need lawmakers for? Its implementation could not be immediate due to the required public comment period before issuing a final rule. Thank God for that. The regulatory change would facilitate a major change to immigration policy without going through Congress. Yeah, let's bypass them. Let's make it even better for the Democrats. Argues Federation for American Immigration Reform spokesperson Matthew Transgressor. Yeah, he's a transgressor. The proposal allows asylum officers to quickly approve requests for asylum and other forms of humanitarian protection to aliens who legally cross the border and release aliens subject to mandatory detention into the interior of the U.S., contrary to the statute, told Just the News. Aliens! What, are they stopping UFOs now? The proposed rule changes came from the research and recommendations the Migration Policy Institute made in 2018 report as a policy solution to make border case management more effective and timely. Meissner says, under the new policy, asylum seekers found to merit protection will not be kept in limbo for years at a time while awaiting a final status determination. Got to make sure they get in that workforce. And get their welfare checks. But these changes don't deter illegal immigration or discourage fraudulent asylum claims, Transgressor argues. In fact, this proposal may only encourage more illegal immigration and fraud, as it will weaken the credible fear review process, resulting in a higher rate of aliens with meritless claims receiving protection from deportation. The administration's or regime's sole focus is to process migrants promptly and efficiently by hiring staff instead of addressing flaws in the system that encourage illegal immigration and asylum fraud, he adds, indicating it prioritizes processing and not immigration enforcement. Biden's plan is just the first step in placing every migrant who crosses the southwest border illegally on a 5-year path to citizenship. Former immigration judge Art Arthur told Just the News. Under Biden's plan, illegal aliens denied asylum would have 6 opportunities to have their denial appealed, an additional 3 more than they already have, including petitions for review by the circuit courts and the U.S. Supreme Court, Arthur explained in a recent article at the CIS website. As a practical consequence, even if they are never granted asylum, their individual cases will grind to a halt, wrote Arthur, now resident fellow at the Center for Immigration Studies, an immigration think tank that calls its stance pro-immigrant, low immigration. Another proposed change involves rolling back asylum eligibility rules imposed by the Trump administration. Yeah, let's do that. Doing this would take away the rights of the American people to be represented in court when illegal migrants seek benefits that would place them on the path to citizenship. Arthur argued in a CIS analysis the rules would make it harder for DHS to remove those aliens by giving them more appeal rights. And they would swell already historically high levels of illegal immigration and abet fraud by promising aliens who have made bogus asylum claims freedom from detention. If you think that illegal migration and court backlogs are bad now, just wait until these rules are allowed to take effect. The Biden plan suggests phasing in resources through fiscal year 2022 and fiscal year 2023 with an expected initial cost to taxpayers between $180.4 million and $1 billion on the higher end, with the 10-year cost projection cost taxpayers between $1.5 billion and $8.6 billion. What a deal! What a deal! All right, moving on. Amnesty Alert. Bill blows away numerical limits on employer-based green cards for an entire decade. Just keeps getting better, doesn't it, guys? The Demon Rats proposed amnesty for migrants creates a hidden pipeline for U.S. employers to flood more cheap foreign graduates into millions of middle-class careers needed by American graduates. This is an American aristocratic class being rewarded for being in financial bed with the Democrat Party, said Robert Law, Director of Regulatory Affairs and Policy for the Center for Immigration Studies. Democrat leaders are blowing away all the numerical limits on employees offering green cards to employees, said Rosemary Jinks, Policy Director for Numbers, USA. There's no limit anywhere. The bill was revealed Friday and on Monday was quickly rushed through the House Judiciary Committee without C-SPAN coverage. Mark Zuckerberg's AstroTurf empire is marketing it as a relief bill for deserving illegal migrants. But it boosts investors by dramatically expanding the flow of cheap workers, government-funded consumers, and room-sharing renters into the U.S. economy. Democrat leaders hope to squeeze the bill through the Senate via the 50-vote reconciliation process. Got to make sure we pass as much of this as we can while we're still there. The expanded foreign workers pipeline will remain open until at least September 2031, even though many millions of Americans will need jobs during the next 10 years after they graduate with debts and degrees in healthcare, accounting, teaching, business design, science, technology, and engineering. If you're in the pipeline by September 30th of 2031, you're in the 2021 Amnesty Bill. Jinx adds. The new pipeline is created in Section 60,003, on page 12 of the draft bill, which says, the Secretary of State shall exempt an alien and the spouse and children of each alien from the numerical limitations described in Sections 201, 2, and 3. Sections 201 sets annual limits of 226,000 green cards for family-sponsored preference, and employer-based green cards that companies can offer to cooperative foreign workers. Section 202 sets so-called country caps for Indian or Chinese workers who are trying to earn green cards via their employers. The white-collar pipeline is hidden under the obscure legal references, and it connects and widens existing pipelines that are unmentioned in the Amnesty Bill. The pipelines include the well-known H-1B program and the little-known but huge Optical Practical Training Program, invented by deputies working for President George Bush, traitor. A similar pipeline expansion was included in the January immigration bill introduced by Biden's deputies. The imported visa workers are fed into an indentured workforce that now includes at least 1 million foreign graduates, including J1 science workers, L1 managers, and curricular practical training students. The workforce also includes an uncertain number of illegal white-collar workers, including B1 and B2 visitors. These pipelines bring roughly 600,000 foreign graduates into the U.S. workforce each year, although about half leave after 2 or 3 years, even as about 800,000 Americans graduate from 4-year colleges with technology-intensive degrees such as engineering, healthcare, management, science, software, and architecture. The draft bill also allows roughly 1 million foreign students into the U.S. into the green card pipeline, along with all future foreign college graduates who get into the pipeline by late 2031. Interesting. Well, if you want to read this whole report, I'm going to leave a link below so you can click on it and read this whole thing. At any rate, these demon rats, they just keep it up, don't they? They just don't stop. Well, the time's short. They're running out of time. We're starting to get soft disclosure. Even the Communist News Network admitted that Trump's running a shadow presidency. So things are looking better. Things are getting better. Remember what all the prophets are saying? We're looking at Christmas in November, and there's going to be an October surprise. And in January is when all the stuff's going to hit the fan, when they drop all the evidence of EF. At any rate, this is Don V, broadcasting under sunny skies here in Arizona. Hope everybody has a wonderful Tuesday, and we are out of here.